Create with Dre here at Kell High School Media Day. I got Coach Bobby May. How you feeling today?
Good. Great day to be out here and having a good time.
Sounds good. So just give me an overview of the offseason, how you've been preparing for this season.
Yeah, the kids have been working hard since the season ended in late November, and in the weight room, doing field work, especially in the summer. We've had a couple good padded camps and some 7-on-7s and things like that. So we're excited for the season to gear up.
Sounds good. So you got a high-powered offense. You had one last year, but you also have a returning player in Peyton Zachary. He had a standout year last year. Just tell me what it's like having somebody that young that can make such an impact.
Yeah, Peyton had a great year last year. It's definitely surprised some people. Didn't surprise us necessarily because we knew what he was capable of. And now the hardest thing for him to do is going to repeat that success. I mean, we've challenged him all off season, and he understands that it's going to be way harder to do it this year than it was last year, just because people know who he is now. And but we're excited to see Peyton with the ball in his hands and be a leader as in that unit. Even though he's one of the younger guys, he still needs to be a leader.
Not only him, but you also have a new addition in Kyle Vaca coming from Johns Creek. Just tell me what it's like to have somebody like him that can take the top off the defense.
Yeah, Kyle's a great leader. He's a great worker. He catches everything, runs great routes, and he's a lot faster than people think. He can definitely take the top off of it, and again, his leadership and his experience is really helpful because I think our receiving core in general is really, really talented, but there's only really 2 seniors in that group, right, and Kyle's one of them.
So last year you had a 10-2 record, lost to a talented Calhoun team in the second round. Just tell me what you're going to be doing this year to keep that same success.
I mean, it all starts with our motto, which is DMGB. Every single day we attack the day, and it doesn't matter, get better. And we don't worry about the record. We don't worry about anything. We just worry about the next play and the next game. And we're okay with having bad plays, but we don't want to compound those errors and continue to have bad plays. So we really just take it one play at a time.
So you also lost your leading sacker in Joshua Barker last year. Just give me a couple of names, people we should look out for in the defense this year.
Yeah, defensively, as far as the defensive line, we lost Josh, which is a huge loss for us, but we returned some good players. Tyshawn Nat is a defensive tackle who played next to him. I think is going to have a really, really good year. Very, very similar to Josh. And the rest of our defensive line is pretty young, but they're talented. And then I feel like in the back end, the linebacker position with Justin Logan, Ricardo Jackson, Mikey Dominic, Elijah Washington at the linebacker positions. And then in the back end, our back end is really, really good. So skill-wise, we feel like we can match up with anybody with, guys like Zayd Rogan and Marquavius Sabor and Justin Mitchell and things like that. So, again, we feel like we have some pretty good depth on the back end of the defense, and we can put some pressure on people.
First game of the season is going to be a really good game against one of the 7A powerhouses in Parkview. Just tell me what it's like to have somebody like that to have your kids play against it and get.
Yeah, back. I mean they're probably one of the favorites in 7A. They return everybody from last year except for their quarterback. They're loaded on both sides of the ball, but we're happy to be there and to compete. And we feel like if we play well, we can beat anybody, and if we don't, then it is what it is. But we're definitely not going to be scared. We're going to let the bullets fly and see where we end up.
So last year, you talk about being a leader. Last year, you were the freshman. You were the underdog coming in. Now that you had a breakout season like you had last year, I mean, it's a lot of eyes on you. It's a lot of guys that are looking up to you to be that leader. What steps are you taking to become a good leader for your team?
Just setting it by example. So you really don't have to talk all that. You just set by example, and they're going to follow because they see somebody that has done good as a freshman. So the freshman people coming up, just watch and do by example.
Just being a small guy as a receiver, how does that motivate you going into the season, being a small guy?
It don't really do too much. I mean, I can do everything a tall receiver do. Go up, catch 50-50 balls. So it don't really phase me or whatever.
So last year, your first ever high school game against Cherokee Bluff, man, one of the best plays that I've seen when you talking about a 50 ball going up and get it, your first touchdown. Yeah. Just take me back to that moment when you made your first touchdown catch.
I didn't really expect it to go like that. It just Bryce trusted me in the end zone, and I didn't let him down.
So you got a wide receiver trainer in Steph Brown. I'm sure he's been helping you a lot, training some of the top guys in college and also in the league. What does it mean to you to have somebody like that in your corner that can help you get better?
I mean, it's always good for that to be there because some coaches, most of the time you don't have a coach like that has been there. So just from his experience, can teach us wide receivers what to do in those situations.
Create with Dre, we got Marquavius Sabor, a.k.a. Quavo.
Yes,
how you feeling today, man?
Feeling good, feeling good.
Cool. So let's talk about this first game against Parkview. So one of the top teams in 7A. It's going to be a great test for y'all. How are you preparing this offseason for that game?
Really getting more chemistry with the team, building a bigger relationship with the new players we got and with the current players we got. So you're trying to build a relationship and just know that, they ain't nothing to mess around with. So let's try to play hard from the first and then go from there.
All right. So with you being a senior this year, of course, you're going to be one of the leaders of the team. What traits are you taking into being a leader and helping these younger guys out?
Really just leading by example. Like, I don't really talk like when I'm on the field unless it's like calling formation on the defense. But I don't really talk. I just play the game. And then, the young guys, I see it like the young guys, they mock what I do and try to be like me, and they ask me questions. So I really just lead by example.
I got you. So just committed to Cincinnati a couple of months ago. Tell me about your decision and why you chose Cincinnati as a school to go to.
Cincinnati, they just got to the Big 12. So we're talking about teams like Oklahoma and Texas, great environments to play in. Cincinnati alone itself is just a great environment to be in. The food's great. Just the team itself, the coaches, the players, everybody, it just felt like home. So, I took that in. They took me in, and it just went up from there.
You planning on attending some games this year?
Yeah, their first game in their stadium against Oklahoma.
2023 Kell Media Day. I got Kyle Vaca with me. How you feeling today?
Yes, sir. I'm feeling good.
Good, man. So tell me a little bit about the offseason. Tell me about how you've been conditioning.
Yes, sir. The offseason been great. I moved here in February to Kell, and we've been working hard in the weight room, on the field, training with Coach Steph, and running track. A lot of the guys run track, so we've been working real hard, and we're excited for the season.
Speaking of the move from Johns Creek, this is going to be your first year here at Kell. Just tell me what you're excited for this first year and being new at a new school.
Yeah, I'm just really excited to start playing with my teammates because, we've been working out the whole offseason together. We played the spring game together. That was a lot of fun. So just playing a whole season with those guys and playing with Bryce because he can do a lot of different things. So playing with him too and my other receivers alongside me and just playing with my teammates is going to be exciting.
Speaking of Bryce, somebody that can do it in the air and also with his feet. Tell me about your relationship with Bryce.
Yeah, Bryce, when I first moved here, he was actually in multiple of my classes, so we got to build kind of a good relationship, and he's in the weight training class with us, obviously, and we're throwing together in the offseason, building that chemistry, and then all through spring. So Bryce become one of my good friends, and like I said, Bryce does a lot of things. He can run, so when he gets out of the pocket, I think that's when big plays happen, and that's what I like is we can just kind of create outside the pocket when he breaks the pocket.
Gotcha. You also talked about Coach Steph Brown as one of the top wide receiver trainers in the nation. Trains a bunch of NFL guys that are D1 in college now. How does it feel to have somebody like that on the coaching staff?
Yeah, having Steph on the coaching staff is definitely a game changer. Like just training with him and him coaching us in the spring, it's like something that I've never really had before in terms of him. I think he's the best trainer and coach in the country. He's changed my game. He's helping me move better releases wise and routes and create separation. So it's been a game changer.
Kyle Vaca coming here to Kell High School. How can you help win them a region championship this year?
Yeah, that's obviously like the first thing you got to get done because we're chasing a state championship, and the first step to that is winning region to put yourself in position to have a good run in the playoffs. So, like you said, the region, some people will say it's easy. It is. It could be a little bit easier of a region, but there are some tough games in there. I got some buddies on GAC, so I'm really looking forward to that game. Like you said, that'll be a great game. And what I bring to the table is just I think I can take the top off of any defense that I play against, and I think you can see that on my film. And I know me and Bryce are going to make some plays because I love when he can break the pocket and we can just create. So that's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm excited to see what this offense can do.
Okay, we got Cedric Franklin, upcoming senior. How you feeling today?
Feeling good. How about you?
Feeling great, man. I appreciate you for asking. So you got a big game coming up against Parkview.
Yes, sir.
Tell me how you preparing for that game.
Me, just mentally locking in, making sure, like, I'm watching film, I'm ready to play. All my technique is sound, and then ready for, like, a long game because, obviously, I'm going to be playing most of the game, so I just got to make sure I'm, like, physically prepared, mentally prepared, and then, making sure the team chemistry is right after that. It's just a matter of making sure everybody do their job, all that.
As a senior, I'm sure you're going to be taking on the leadership role.
Yes, sir.
What traits are you picking up and honing in on to make your teammates better, your younger teammates better?
It took a lot to, like, get me to this, like, leader point to, like, where I can step in and be like, okay, well, you need to fix this. So, like, for me, most of the time, like, I'll pull somebody to the side, just fix some small technique stuff, like, maybe not know the coverages, pull them to the side after practice, just like get them by themselves, and then kind of be like a comfort place. Like, you know, everybody's on you, you bust a coverage, you give up a play, whatever. But for me, I know how it felt like to get bombed on or something. Everybody's on your head, or you miss a tackle and everybody's on your head. So I kind of say something happens to somebody, just come to me and be like, all right, bro, let's calm down. Let's get you back to where you need to be. And then after that, we just keep going.
For sure. So talking to Park View, this is going to be one of the top teams in 7A this year.
Yes.
You're going to have a 5-star across from you like Mike Matthews. How does competition like that prepare you and make you better?
I feel like, you know, he's a great player, so that makes me just like 10 times more eager to play. Like, yeah, okay, he got the stars, whatever, but that just makes me want to play against him because I know that he's going to get me better. Lining up across from him, every play is going to make sure I'm right and make sure anybody else I go against that may not be as good as him or whatever, it's going to be easy because I done already guarded the best of the best.
Right.
So, like, that's how I think and approach towards him. Just, hey, line up on whoever's in front of you and play. And, yeah. That's how
The rest speak for itself. I feel that. So a couple months ago, just committed to the University of Virginia. Just tell me about your relationship with the coaches.
You know, like, I kind of have a separate relationship with the coaches because, like, my uncles are, like, kind of close with the head coach up there. So, like, everything that he's telling me about the coach, obviously I wanted to see it for myself, but, like, I trust them on what they're telling me about the people. And the thing I love about the Virginia coaches is no matter who you go to, their reputation stays the same. Like, it don't, hey, he's not as good as a coach. Everywhere you go, it stays the same. And then, like, you know, Coach Elliott, like the head coach, I talk to him pretty often. You know, he checks in on me, make sure I'm okay, make sure the family's okay, and just talk like a normal person. Like, he don't treat me like I'm just an athlete. Like,
Right.
he talks to me as if I'm a person, as if I'm more than just a moneymaker or
I got you.
whatever. And then Coach Cox, the DB coach, and Coach Rudd, I have a pretty good relationship with them. I talk to Coach Cox all the time. He's pretty funny. And they'll send me a video every once in a while just talking, and I'm talking back. So, you know, I'd say I have a pretty good relationship with, like, most of the coaches up there. And then just, like, matter of being around the staff. Like, anytime I was around them, they don't just treat you about, like, you're a football player. Like, a lot of other visits I've been on, oh, it's football. Oh,
Right.
you do this. We're going to make you into this type of football player. But, like, the thing I like about the UVA coaches is they want me to be a better person than
Right.
just a football player. Like, even if I never played a down of football up there, I would come back as a better person and come back with, you know, a lot of tools to be set for life. So
Well, I'm wishing you the best of luck this season. I appreciate you. You know I'll be watching.